I commented a few weeks ago on the DDG situation. DDG was saying how $10 million wasn't a lot of money to last you over a lifetime. I got a lot of flack about that video. And what's evident is that streamers are making money. The top streamers are absolutely breaking in the dough. And congratulations to them. You know, they worked hard. They made something of themselves. They made it so that they're entertaining. People want to keep coming back to their content. They deserve the money that they're getting because they spent the time building it up. But what's evident to me is they're getting more money than I thought. There's a Drake line where he says, "My youngins richer than you rappers, and they all stream." And when he said that, we already know that rap is like, it's dying. It's dying as a sport. It's dying as a business. The top artists are getting money, but everybody else is trying to make ends meet. They're starving artists, essentially, at least for where the music industry was 5-10 years ago, where people were getting the bag. And if you were an independent artist, you could make a lot of money. You could come in and kind of negotiate and sign the deal that you want. I don't think that the terms are that favorable anymore because of streaming and all of this other stuff. Right? But if you're not a top rapper or a top streamer, you're not really making that money. But guess who is making the money? Cenat. And he's recently leaked, either he's leaked or it's leaked, his profit and loss statement for 2025. If you have an astigmatism, here's the profit and loss statement that Cenat had for 2025, February. February 2025, he made $1.9 million. Now, over on this column, this is accounting for the first 2 months of the year. He made $4.2 million in 60 days. From January to February 2025, he made $4.2 million. What I like about this is breaking down, for people that haven't looked at a profit and loss statement before, this is what businesses do to determine how much income they have versus what's going out, right? Regular businesses do this. Public companies, they have to publish this stuff when they have stocks, right? Public companies that are in the stock market, they have to publish this stuff for their investors. And all businesses do it though. All businesses want to know what's coming in and what's going out. What I like about this is we're getting a glimpse behind the curtain. But one thing that we don't see, if you don't know how the profit and loss statement works, you usually list all of your revenue up top, where all of your money is coming in, how you're making money, the different breakdowns of where the money is coming from, whether it be from streaming, from sponsorships, from ads, all of that type of stuff, right? That's usually broken down in their revenue and income part. Then you break down the cost of goods and all of your expenses, that type of stuff. And part of that is broken down here, but what's missing is the total expenses. I would like to see that because while he made $4.2 million, he's not keeping the entire 4.2. It costs for him to have people on, to build the sets that he builds, all that type of stuff, whatever fees that he incurs by running his business. But I don't think there's a person on the planet that's looking at this and it's not like, I have to get into the content game. Everybody is rushing to make some of this money. But I think one of the things that people don't realize is how much goes into making content. Kai's situation is unique. This guy streams all the time. There's always something seeming to be going on with him. He's always doing like these streamathon marathons. And his situation is unique. He puts in a lot of time to get the money that he gets. But even on a small scale, content creation does take a lot of work. I've been publishing a video I've been publishing a video every day since January 17th, but I already had videos prior to that, right? I started May 2024, so I'm about 11 months in at this point. And even just in those 11 months, it takes a lot of work to film, edit, do a thumbnail, do a title. And you got to think about all the time that Kai, I Show Speed, DDG, I think there's another guy named Zayas or whatever his name is. But all these guys that are top streamers, Aiden Ross, all the amount of time they spent on camera just to get where they are. So while it looks glamorous and it's nice looking at his income of 4.2 million, you got to remember where these guys started. They probably had nobody on their streams for the first 6 months, a year. And then at some point they gained some traction. But by all means, this is a success. A lot of us, we clock in the 9 to 5s, and that is difficult. But this is believing in yourself. This is the result of believing in yourself and putting in that work day in and day out for years. I don't know how long Kai's been streaming or how long it took him to actually get successful. I've probably been seeing him for about 2, 3, 4 years now. At least since the pandemic, he started heating up, and then he became a quote unquote household name over the past couple of years. Because I'm 31. I'm definitely not in his target demographic. So he's become a household name in the past couple of years to where even my generation sees him, even though we're not as familiar with his content. But congrats to him, man. All these guys that are streaming that are killing it. I think that anybody that's making content would love to be in a position that he's in, regardless of if they're ready to put the work in. But it is motivation. It is motivation to see that, even though I don't do the exact same thing that he does, just seeing where he could take it. And I think he's supposed to be hosting 106 in Park. They're bringing 106 in Park back. He's supposed to be hosting it with Keke Palmer. So, man, the power of turning on the camera and the mic, boy, I tell you. So shout out to Cenat. This is him making $4.2 million in just 2 months in 2025. He made 4.2 total, but he made 1.9 just in February. We don't know what the expenses are. They could be just as drastic, but he's continuing to do it. So I'm guessing the business is paying off for him the way that he wants. Anyway, if you like the video, subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. If you have thoughts on streaming on Kai, if you're trying to get into the content game, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.